Morning, folks. Happy Sunday morning. Oh, I just got a drop on my windshield. We might get a few drops of rain, Donna. Anyway.
That's okay.
Yeah. We just left the hotel. It's now 9:20, so we probably left about 9:10. Took our time getting out of there. We haven't had breakfast yet. We just had a coffee in the room, and then we're gonna stop somewhere and get a sandwich or something. Heading towards Fredericksburg. Today I'm using the Google navigation, and coming up I used the Triumph connectivity app, and that worked pretty good. The shortcoming with that, of course, is it's on the same channel as the intercom, so I've got to select either intercom or navigation instructions. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to check in at the start here of the ride back home to Houston, and let you know everything went great for the weekend. Donna, how was everything so far?
Really good.
Good ride-in, good getaway to hill country.
Thrills in the hills.
Yeah. Now we've been on the road a little bit over an hour, and just checking in, we just took a detour off of the 290 and heading in 12 miles for Ranch Road 12. Basically what I'm doing is doing a little bit of a detour to get around Austin. I don't feel like driving through Austin and all of that drama, so I'm going to go through Comfort, and I forget what the other town is, but yeah, take a little bit of a detour south and then come back up north, back up again, and then to resume on the 290, I believe. So that's what we're going to be doing next. We're on our detour now, heading for another smaller road as I go around, try and go around Austin. Yep. So far so good. These roads look great, except that I gotta keep stopping at these lights.
You can't turn the tide, let the water go where it wants to go. You can run and hide, you can bury yourself.
So we're officially on the detour right now. Still haven't had breakfast. I had to cancel that route and pick another route and let Google do the automatic calculation, because apparently the route was taking me into some subdivision and I had to circle back and all kinds of nonsense. So I would say that my navigation attempt using the Google Maps was a fail. I don't know what happened. It looked good on the big map, but obviously something went wrong somewhere, because it was sending me into subdivisions and stuff like this. So I just killed that when it started to not make sense, and I just put in my house as a destination, and it gave me a route that looks good, and hopefully I'm still bypassing Austin, because that was the whole idea. But doing it on the phone while you're riding and all of that is not as good as using a navigator. With the navigator, I would have been able to see the intermediate stops that I had put in to try and steer the route, and I would have been able to delete those intermediate stops. I couldn't figure out how to do that while I was actually moving. I guess I could have stopped, but I don't know what's going on up front here. I hope it's just church or something. Yeah. Yep. This is what happens on a Sunday. So anyway, it's a nice ride otherwise. Time is 10:53. We're still hungry, but with these back roads, you're not going to find something that's quick and easy to eat, and I don't want to stop in any restaurant and dawdle around in there waiting for service. So, you know, fast food makes a lot of sense, but we're getting towards the lunch hour, but I don't feel like eating another burger anyway. I mean, I had a burger yesterday, and I had a burger a couple of days before that, and I'm sick and tired of burgers. So we'll stop and get something at some point, and use that as our major break in this ride home. Back onto the super slab and 290 east. Now we just finished having lunch again at another McDonald's, just past Austin, I guess, and so we're on our way again. 136 miles from home, 130 miles from home, I should say, and so heading towards Bastrop. We're in Bastrop County right now. Passing through Bastrop now, not too far from Bastrop State Park, and we're on the 21 East and heading for the 290 again, and then it'll be a straight shot home, just doing time on the 290. So far it's been a pretty good ride, and I've got my Bluetooth connection back. All it needed was the bike to be restarted, and then the Bluetooth module is restarted again, and then I can listen to my Google directions through the headset. I don't know why it stopped. It was working perfectly fine when we left the hotel, and then after some time it just stopped, and the stoppage was not on the phone side, but it was in the on the bike's module. So it's not 100%. Is not 100% trustworthy, I should say. When it does work, it works satisfactorily. There's some breakups, but it works okay. But then it has been known to just stop the connection, and you can't reestablish the connection other than by turning the bike off and then turning it back on. So they've got work to do on this. Final stop before home at Buc-ee's in Waller County. Geez, it was a good long ride from lunch. My butt's sore, and Donna's is as well, so we just decided to take a little bit of a break and get a popsicle. We're not too far from home, actually, 30-something miles, so we just wanted to take a little bit of a break.
Beneath the stone, somebody told me don't pretend, 'cause everyone could use a friend sometime. Take some good advice. Don't let your fear decide. That's how you break inside. You don't need to worry. Somebody's waiting down the line. You pick up the pieces. Hey, you'll be alright. I can feel the sun.
Well, it's been a good trip, and probably do this again next year, depending on the arrangements. The hotel was not too bad. Wasn't as good as Inn on the Hills, but from the last year's getaway, but still good enough. The event itself was great, and we had a good time. So now today was a long day because we left at about 9:10 or so, and it's now 2:46, and we're not too far from home. So it's a good bit of riding today. Temperature is 95 degrees Fahrenheit right now. The humidity isn't too bad, but it's still hot. And in Kerrville it would be like a high of 88 today, so there's a big difference in temperature. But still, you know, it was a good outing, and the bike did well. Relatively speaking, the built-in Bluetooth did well. It could be worse, it could be improved, But yeah, mileage, typical mileage fully loaded like this would be like I got as high as 48.1, 48.2, around that. But today coming back, we've got a lot of wind, so I saw I'm only seeing 41.8 right now. So it's you know, it took a good hit. There's still quite a bit of breeze right now. I'm getting blown around a little bit. But on the highway, this bike is pretty stable. Yes, for a 21-inch front wheel and all of that stuff, plus the bike is you know, fairly light. But still, it's pretty solid touring bike. I'm very pleased with it. Of course, I haven't gone with it on a tour by myself. This is the one and only long distance ride with it so far. And if it can do this well, then it definitely will do, you know, do a good job with me on it, just with my luggage and all of that. Speaking of which, the panniers also did a fantastic job. I was able to carry a little bit more than I normally do in the one pannier, and the other pannier, of course, was used by my wife, and she packed that up not too badly. It was full, but she didn't you know, bring as much as the typical female might tend to bring. She did a very good job restricting the packing, and it really worked out really well. What this tells me is that a lot of my I think my tent camping equipment and all that can go in that one pannier, because that pannier will be free when I'm going by myself, because I won't be packing any more stuff than I do now in terms of my personal items. So the right side pannier that she's using will be used for like camping and other equipment, which would mean that the equipment that goes on the back of my bike on the pillion seat would be less, which is always a good thing. So I'm very pleased with having those soft bags, and we were able to pack it in such a way that nothing breakable was facing the outside. So if the bike did go down, it is a nice big cushion there for the bike, and so I like that a lot. I'm thinking when I get my the upper crash bars for the front, the tank protection bars, maybe I'll have a couple of bags on front in front as well. Why not? You know, more carrying capacity. The bike can certainly handle it. Plus, that would be cushions for the front as well. So that's great.
Is your phone hot up?
No, Donna was just cutting in. I was just making a video here, but that's fine. That's fine. No, the phone didn't heat up. Donna made. She's asking a really good question, actually. So today I navigated all the way back to not Brenham. Where did we just stop at? Waller. Waller. At the Buc-ee's there, and that's where I turned it off, because I know my way home from there, definitely. But up until that point, the phone did not overheat, and that's a good thing for the iPhone. But I didn't have it plugged in charging while I was navigating, and that's what really causes the overheating. So what you've got to do when you're using it to navigate is that you just got to keep an eye on it and see where the battery is running down, and then plug it in as needed. But don't plug it in from the start, because then you'll get an overheating condition. But having said that, here it was in 95 degrees Fahrenheit, and you know, navigating no problem, and yeah, never overheated. Now the battery did run down to where it was in the red zone in the battery. In icon was red, so it's yeah, it ran out pretty much of all of the battery doing all that navigation from about 9 o'clock till about you know, 2:30 or so. So there's no doubt, and I'm going to do a separate video on this, but there's no doubt that having a navigator is better. I knew that all along, and I just wanted to do this as an experiment this time, just to see how it would be with just the phone, and I got my answers. So Donna, since you're in there, any final thoughts before we sign off on this video?
Not really. I mean, I think the pad is probably good for about 2 hours max.
The seat pad, yeah?
And then after that,
Yeah, but once you get off and have a rest and you come back, it's like okay again.
Yeah.
Until the next.
Until the next time.
Yes, until the next time. Well, that's normal. That's exactly normal. Unless you get one of those specially sculpted seats, you know, you're going to find out with any standard seat. And I was having trouble with this standard seat, but I don't think I'm going to rush out and go buy a day-long seat or anything like that. I'm going to spend my money first on other things, and just let my butt suffer and stop every 2 hours. But insofar as the trip was concerned, vibrations on the bike, any comments on that?
No, it wasn't bad actually. I mean, I can feel it right now, but for the most part, it wasn't bothering me.
Right. So yeah, like me, I mean, I got kind of accustomed to this T-plane crank for this engine, and the vibrations are what it is. I didn't find it a problem. Of course, it's not as smooth as the RS, and definitely neither of them are as smooth as the Tracer was. But power-wise and everything, this bike really delivered, and handling-wise, very, very good. It is a long-distance tourer, I would say, but with the added advantage that it can go off on the odd track that I needed to go on. I have no intention of riding off-road, real hardcore off-road. So, I mean,
can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so the biggest problem with this bike, for two of us going long distance, is that it's really hard for me to get on and get off.
Yes.
Without shaking the bike.
Yes.
Whatever it is I'm doing. I can't do it. I mean, I try, but I can't.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you swing your leg over the whole top box, right? You find it hard to bend your leg and put it over the seat.
I tried doing that, and I was rubbing up against the bag.
Your boot was scraping against the seat.
It was getting stuck against the bag.
Oh, okay.
The bags are on.
And then you can trip over, yeah.
And then I'm stuck. It's like it won't move. I got to lift my foot somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't work for me.
Yeah. So swinging your leg over is a problem. And the thing is, with this bike, the top box is higher up. It's not like on the RS. The RS, the top box is not as high up, so you don't have as much to swing your leg over.
And the bags are more intrusive on this bike.
Yes, and the bags are more
intrusive. When I'm
intrusive.
trying to get on or off,
yes,
and the bags are there, they're really in the way for me.
Right. So having ridden on this bike long distance, you would say that the RS is preferable for a long distance ride.
Right, for me, if I'm going.
Yes, I tend to agree, and my concerns with this is dropping the bike, because when I put the suspension in for 2-up and all of that, the suspension is fantastic. It handles everything great. It rides like a magic carpet, and it's great. But the thing is that the compression is stiffer, so the bike doesn't squash down as much, which means that even with the seat in the lower position as it is now, my 31-inch inseam, I am tiptoeing, a good tiptoe, even with me just sitting on it, so that when Donna comes and does her mounting and dismounting, it kind of like causes me a bit of angst, and it's a little bit scary every single time. And also even stopping at a stoplight or whatever it is, unless I get a good footing, I'm a little bit concerned. So yeah,
I was gonna say, can you just not put it in that suspension mode until I'm on?
No, because by twisting the knob, you're raising the bike a little bit. So you can't do that with even more weight on it. So you got to do it before. But so I kind of concur that this is probably not the bike from that perspective. For me, from the touching the ground perspective, is probably not the bike to do a long distance tour. The RS is better because I can flat foot that with a little bit of a room to spare, whereas I don't have that luxury with this bike. And so
even when I'm not on?
Even when you're on, I can flat foot it. When you're not on,
I'm talking about when I'm not on this bike.
When you're not on this bike, I adjust the suspension just for one person, and I can pretty much flat foot this bike.
Right.
So I got no problem with it.
Right, so you can go long distance.
Oh, yeah. I can go long distance myself. I mean, with the panniers and everything, it would be just perfect. So for 2-up, I kind of agree this is not the bike. Only for that. If my legs were longer, and if your legs were longer or whatever, or we were built differently, it would be perfect. It would be fine. But the way we are, nah. The RS is the better choice. So anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off. And until I talk to you in the next video, take care, stay safe, keep the shiny side up, and see you in the next video.